Here is the Rakdos intro pack or theme deck. I've already sleeved it up because I'm going to use it in my Grixis large build. Here is Bellows Lizard. There's only one in this deck. It's a 1/1/1 with a nice ability. It gets +1/+0 for every 2 additional mana that you add to it. Then there's 2 of Gorehouse Chainwalker, which has Unleash, sort of similar to Undying, but it doesn't have to die to get the +1/+1. So it gets it when it comes in. You choose whether you want to have that or not. And it's already a 2/1, so that's pretty good. Then we've got Bloodfray Giant and Cannon Minotaur. Bloodfray Giant is an uncommon 4-drop, already heavy by red deck weight and standards. It's got Trample and Unleash. That's a very, very nice card. Then you've got Canyon Minotaur, a common from M13. Sometimes Wizards, because they always make the theme decks standard constructed tournament legal, they'll include whatever sets that they need to put in to make the deck playable. And in this case, they chose what I think is an okay vanilla creature. It's a 4-drop for 3/3. Vanilla meaning that there's really nothing else in the text that really gives it any abilities. And you've got the a Minotaur Aggressor uncommon. Very aggro card, but a 7-drop. Man, it would take a lot to play this creature in any deck, let alone a deck that has red in it. Anyways, that's one of the cards. Then it's got a single sorcery, Treacherous Instinct, a 4-drop. Allows you to gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap it, and it gets +2/+0, and it gains haste. I guess this will be a useful card to use to regain control of a creature that, say, an Oblivion Ring has taken from you. Can't think of much else that I would use it for. So those are the red cards. Then here we go with the black cards. Here's Tormented Soul. Very nice, simple white 1-drop. There's 3 of them. Then there's 1 Ravenous Rat. I really like the rats. There's only 1 in this deck. It's got a really nice feature where when it enters the battlefield, your opponent has to discard a card of his or her choice. Of course, it's not your choice. Then you've got Sewer Shambler, and once again, creatures from a previous set from M13, Magic 2013. Sewer Shambler has Scavenge, which is interesting because that is a Golgari ability. And it's also got Swamp Walk, which means that it's unblockable if defending player controls a swamp. Zombie Goliath is a 5-drop 4/3. I don't consider it a terribly playable card. Here are the 2 sorceries, black sorceries in the deck. Assassin's Strike, an uncommon, very heavy at 6-drop. Destroy target creature. Its controller discards a card. Great abilities, but at a 6-drop, that's very heavy. Mind Rot, new art. Target player discards 2 cards. Then the 1 single enchant instant in the deck, black instant, is Cower in Fear. Creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 until end of turn. I could see this card being very useful in Commander. Then there's 2 Crippling Blight. These are the enchantments. And then there's 1 Shrieking Affliction. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if that player has 1 or fewer cards in hand, he or she loses 3 life. I'm puzzled by this card because it affects both players, or anybody you're playing as well as yourself. And so you'd have to be careful and make sure that your hand is well lubricated with cards. Otherwise, you'll be losing 3 lives as well. And then one of my favorite enchantment auras, Deviant Glee, which I've already reviewed in another video or shown in another video. It gains trample until end of turn if you add a red mana. So that's a pretty good card. Then an uncommon from Magic 2013, Blood Reckoning. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, that creature's controller loses 1 life. Pretty good if your opponent's got a lot of creatures and it is an enchantment, it just stays on the board. Now let's go through the hybrid Rakdos cards, some of them at least. So it's got 2 of Rakdos Shred Freak and 2 of Rakdos Cackler, both very playable cards. The smaller card, Cackler, is a 1-drop, very useful in red or any aggressive deck. It's got Unleash, and it's a 1/1/1. That's a really great card. Rakdos Shred Freak is a 2-drop, 2/1, a little aggro. It's got haste. Not as good as the Cackler, but still, I'm sure, very playable. And then here's another creature that is a hybrid that comes in this deck. And it's a 3-drop, Critborn Horror. It's a rare. And it enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters, where X is the total life lost by your opponents this turn. So you would have to hit if you're in a 1-on-1, you have to hit your opponent with some life loss. Otherwise, this thing enters dead. That's quite an incentive for blowing up stuff before you play a single card. Then you've got the truly Rakdos. Well, the hybrids were truly Rakdos. The other Rakdos cards, multicolored. Rix Maddie Guildmage, there's only 1 of this card. Very good card. I've played it online. Hellhole Flailer, an uncommon, has Unleash, and it's a 3/3/2. And it's got a nice ability where for 4 extra mana, you can effectively deal 3 damage to target player, because that's its power. Now, of course, if it comes with Unleash, it'll be 4/3, so that's pretty good. Hellhole Flailer, let me not forget that card. Then you've got Spawn of Rix Maddie as a heavier creature. And of course, the Carnival Hellsteed, which has got the nice all-over foil effect that comes with the theme decks, the top card in the theme deck these days. Spawn of Rix Maddie is a 5/5/3 with Unleash. I can see that being useful. Although, of course, with red in a deck, you want it to be faster, but still, 5/5/3 isn't bad. Especially if you use Unleash, it'll be really 5/6/4. Not bad. Carnival Hellsteed has First Strike and Haste, and it's a 6/5/4 with Unleash. Also, I mean, it's a rare, and not that that makes it any more playable. There's such a term as a junk rare that is used quite often and fittingly with many cards. Then there's a 1 lone instant in black-red in the Rakdos deck, the theme deck, and that is Augur Spree, a common. Target creature gets +4/-4. So it could be tricky. You can really boost one of your creatures, but it has to be at least a 5 of toughness for you not to kill it in the process of trying to help it. And then, of course, I think all the theme decks have the same combo of 2 key runes of that guild and 1 of its guild gates.